So it sounds like Lily's ready to get started. Now, Lily here is a very cool animal, and that is because she is totally blind. So she can't see anything I'm doing. Target. I communicate with her very differently than I communicate with our other animals. Good. So how do you guys think I would ask a seeing sea lion to do a behavior like wave? Yeah, exactly. I just wave at them, and they wave back at me. But Lily can't see me, so instead of waving at her, I just touch her flipper. Good. Yeah, you can give her a big round of applause. And Lily has learned that these different touches on different places of her body mean different behaviors. So if I touch her chin, she sticks her tongue out. Good. Or if I tap her neck, she'll salute. Good. So even though she's a blind animal, she's still very capable of doing some very cool behaviors because we trained her to be able to communicate with us this way. Target. Water. Now, Lily is a sea lion. And a lot of times people confuse seals and sea lions because they're so similar and very closely related. But they're not the same type of animal. So Lily and I are going to show you how to tell the difference between a seal and a sea lion. Target. One of the ways that you can tell if you're looking at a seal or a sea lion is to look at their flippers. The sea lions have really large front flippers. Good. So she's showing off that nice large front flipper that she has. Sea lions also swim with their front flippers. Target. So when Lily is swimming in the water, especially when she's swimming fast, she's taking big strokes with these very powerful front flippers that are shaped like a wing. Good. Sea lions kind of fly through the water with their front flippers, and they're very efficient swimmers. They can swim up to about 13 miles per hour. Seals, on the other hand, are really tiny front flippers. They're not big enough to pull the animal through the water. So when seals swim, they swim with their rear flippers, and it looks very different from how a sea lion would swim. The easiest way to tell the difference between a seal and a sea lion is to look at their heads. Target. Good. Target. See this little bump right here? What do you guys think that is? Ear. Exactly. Ear. This is Lily's external ear flap. Good. And just like you and me, sea lions have ear flaps on the outsides of their heads. Yours are a little different from the sea lions. Yours are wide open so you can hear really well, whereas sea lions is rolled up nice and tight to help keep the water out. Sea lions have ear flaps, but seals do not. Seals have a smooth side of their head and a very small opening where their ear is. So if you see an ear flap, you're looking at a sea lion. Target. The last thing to look for is how the animal moves on land. Sea lions are really fantastic on land. Good. They can stand up, run, and walk around on all four flippers. And they're really great dancers. Do you guys want to see Lily dance? Yeah. All right, you got to get more excited than that. Give her a big round of applause. Good. Now, a sea lion can do a fun behavior like that, but a seal actually wouldn't be able to do that behavior. Target. And the reason is because seals can't stand up on their flippers. When they're on land, they have to move around on their bellies like an inchworm. And that's called galumping. And even though Lily's not a seal, she still knows how to galump. Target. Good. So if Lily were a seal, that's how she would have to move on land. But again, like we said, because she's an awesome sea lion, she's able to walk around very well. Good. Now one thing that people don't realize a lot about sea lions is that they're covered in fur. Target. Touch. Lily is covered totally in fur from her flippers all the way to the tip of her nose, and this helps insulate her from the cold water that she swims in. Once a year, our sea lions do what we call molting, and that means they shed all of their fur and grow in a new coat so it stays nice and healthy. Target. Lily's actually molting right now, so if you were really close to her, you'd be able to see that on certain parts of her body, that fur is coming out. But another really cool adaptation that sea lions have is their ability to balance balls on their noses. Now, in the wild, sea lions don't need to be able to balance a ball on their nose to survive, but they do need their very sensitive whiskers in order to be able to find food. We call their whiskers vibrissae because they're very specialized. They have their own nerve ending, their own blood supply, and their own muscle. And so Lily's able to actually move these whiskers. And as a blind animal, Lily uses her whiskers all the time to help herself navigate this exhibit. But like I said, because they've got a muscle and she can move them, she can use them to balance a ball on her nose. Hold. Good. So you can see how fantastic she is at that. It's another thing that sea lions can do that you and I wouldn't be very good at if we could even handle the behavior at all, because we don't have those fancy whiskers to help hold that ball in place. You can see she's playing with that squid there. Target, we feed our sea lions all different types of food here at the Audubon Zoo, and we do that to make sure they're getting all the nutrients that they need to stay healthy sea lions. But in the wild, sea lions would eat as many as 50 different species of fish and octopus and squid. Here at the zoo, they eat squid and 3 different kinds of fish. We feed them a herring, just a nice fatty herring, great for our sea lions. We feed them a little tiny fish called a silverside. And you might not think these are nice and fatty, but these are like eating lots of M&Ms. They're really great for our sea lions. And then the majority of their diet is a fish we don't really eat here in America. It's called a capelin. And they eat tons of these capelin. And all of these fish contribute to our sea lions. They're very healthy here at the Audubon Zoo. The other reason they stay so healthy is because we can take fantastic care of them. Target, down. On the wild, sea lions live to be about 20. Touch. But in zoos and aquariums, sea lions can live into their mid-30s because we can provide them with all kinds of care they wouldn't get if they were living in the wild. Sea lions in the wild don't roll over on their bellies so that humans can check them and make sure that they look nice and healthy. Sea lions in the wild also don't get their teeth brushed, but Lilli does. Target. We make sure that our sea lions' teeth and gums are staying nice and healthy by brushing them just like you do your teeth at home. Good. We use a human toothbrush and a little bit of special animal toothpaste, and we polish up those teeth for her. Target. And all I have to do is ask her to open her mouth. I didn't force her mouth open. She did it on her own. And then I say teeth. And just take the toothbrush and run it along her teeth. Good. And then she gets lots of fish to tell her that she's done a great job on that behavior. Well, Lilli and I have one more behavior to share with you guys before we go into that. Target. It's a really cool behavior that she does that shows off the flexibility of a sea lion. Good. Sea lions have very flexible necks, and you can see that there. Good. But they also have very flexible spines. Target. Down. So if everyone wants to give Lilli a big round of applause. All right, I'm going to head in the back and turn the mic over to our intern, Hallie, who's going to tell you a little bit about our other sea lions while I go and get sushi.
Can you give Lilli another round of applause? She did great for all of you. We actually just met our youngest female California sea lion. Miss Lilli is 25 years old. Next up will be Sushi. She's our older sister at 26. Now, we also have one more sea lion in the back here. Her name is Katie, and she's 31. This may sound pretty old for sea lions, and it actually is. In the wild, they tend to live between 15 to 20 years. But in zoos and aquariums, we can actually extend their lifespan to the mid-30s. Due to the excellent health care they receive and the top quality seafood that they do eat every single day. Does anyone have any questions before we bring out Miss Sushi? Any questions about sea lions? Any questions? No? Yeah. Miss Lilli? Lilli was not born blind. Actually, just if you and I, as we get older, our eyes tend to degenerate, so her got pretty bad. And we had to have a surgery in order to correct it, but it was unsuccessful. So that's why she's blind now. But she does use whiskers to get around her environment very well. You can see that she can sense where she was at, and she can tell the difference between a fish and a fish. Now, see how she get underwater. See? Yeah. So, see? Come on.
Hey, Hallie, it's okay. What was the question? Because I can finish answering it.
Do sea lions breathe underwater?
Oh, that is a great question. Sea lions don't breathe underwater. These guys are mammals, so they have to breathe air like us. Good. This is Sushi. Why doesn't everybody say hi, Sushi?
Hi, Sushi.
Good. She's Lilli's very energetic older sister. Good. And Sushi and I are going to show off some really fun, high-energy behaviors that our sea lions are capable of. Now, one of the really cool things that sea lions can do is they can outsmart their predators when they're trying to escape. And they might just do a behavior like this. This is called porpoising. This is behavior where a sea lion jumps in and out of the water and changes direction very quickly. Good. Because sea lions are so flexible and incredibly maneuverable, they're able to do behaviors like that in the hopes of confusing a shark or killer whale which direction they'll be swimming. And the goal for a sea lion is always to get out of the water because sea lions are great climbers, where sharks and killer whales cannot climb up onto land. So sea lions do a great job of getting out of the water to avoid their predators. Right, Sue? Good. Now, sea lions, another really cool thing about these guys, is they don't actually swallow their food. So when you watch her eat a fish, it goes down whole. And that ensures that our sea lions get all of the nutrients that they need from their fish. Good. So you can see there's nothing left of that fish. Good. Now while she's up the glass, you can also take a good close look at those whiskers that we talked about, and also those ear flaps. Good. See that? Good. Now much like Lilli, Sushi is also very good at balancing balls on her nose, but because Sushi can see, she has the added challenge of catching the ball when it's given to her on those whiskers. Good. Yeah, she's an incredibly talented sea lion, as are all of our girls, and they do a great job because of the way that we train. Here at the Audubon Zoo, we train our sea lions using a method called positive reinforcement. Now what that means is that when our sea lions do something that we like, they get something that they like. And what is that? Exactly, it's fish, right? Good. So when they do fantastic things, like this, they get lots of fish to tell them that they've done a great job, and then they want to do those behaviors more and more. When they make a mistake, though, which sometimes happens, good. They don't need to be embarrassed or feel bad, because we don't use any punishment. We never yell at our sea lions. We don't hit them. We just pause for a second, and when they are calm and attentive on the person again, then we move on to something else and give them another chance to succeed. Target. Here. Good. Well, today is a very special day. For those of you that don't know, it is National Armed Forces Day, so we want to take a moment to recognize our servicemen and women. Do we have any servicemen or women or veterans in our audience? If you would, just stand and we'd love to give you a salute. Good. And everyone will give a big round of applause. Good girl. Here at the Audubon Zoo, we do like to take a moment to honor our servicemen and women for doing everything that they do for our country. Now, do we have any families in the audience who have members serving abroad at the moment? It looks like we have a group right up front, so if we could have you guys come up really quickly. And Miss Hallie's got a mic there for you guys. So we want to know, where's your dad? We heard that he is abroad, but where's your dad? Yeah, mics are super cool. Well, these guys, they have a dad who's been abroad for a long time, and he's been serving our country in Afghanistan for the last 8 months. And Sushi and I think it would be pretty cool if they could see their dad, right? Yeah. Would you guys think it was pretty cool if you could see your dad? Would you get pretty excited? Well, if everyone would join me in welcoming back Staff Sergeant Herschel Wiley. And he's I think we have some fun kids up there. So they're really giving another big round of applause and welcome him home. We want to thank you guys so much for coming to the Audubon Zoo today. If you have any questions, our volunteers, Steve and Hallie, would be very happy to answer them. Susie and I are going to head out for now. Good. And we'll give you one last awesome ball jump. Thanks again, guys, and welcome home, Sergeant Herschel.
Thank you.
How do you, oh,